into the work part. But I'm really, if I'm honest, I'm leaning into a team that has never won a Super Bowl. And now hear me out when I say that, okay? I'm leaning for the Washington Commanders. Because since changing their name to the Commanders, technically they've never won a Super Bowl. They have good defense. The offense is going to need some work. But they're also playing in a division that has two powerhouses and one that is on the rise. So that's what we're going to do. This is just a video to try and get out there. But we're going to take over the Washington Commanders.
Continue ahead to begin your franchise. Use the options on the left to edit league settings or change your role to a player or owner.
Now the thing here, I love simulation. 13 minutes has always gotten me right. I'm kind of going based off of last Madden. And another thing, turn that off. This can go to manual. We don't got to worry about that. I think I'll leave the practice reps. We'll see about that, but everything else is going to be manual. Trade deadline on, enable trade difficulty. I want to make this stupid hard when it comes to trying to actually build this team. So we're gonna, and after watching videos, we're gonna leave that on hard, and the free agent motivational impact, which impacts your free agents as well, the guys that are on your team that need to be re-signed. We're gonna put that on very high, because if I'm a player and there's nothing that you have that I want, even if you give me a lot of money, I probably still wouldn't want to come there. Me personally, like if I was in the NFL, I don't think I would go too far to try and play in the NFC East, just because I don't want to play up north like that all the time. I probably would stick to the AFC South, the NFC South, maybe the West teams as well. I don't mind the heat out there, but I cannot stand the cold. As for the staff talent cost, that modifier is going to go to the slowest. Again, going to make this difficult, and it's going to be little things to try and keep up with. And I've seen a lot of going around saying that progressive fatigue is still not fixed yet, so that's going to go off. As well as us back to the free agency part, changing how negotiations are going to work. Instead of 5, we're going to go for 3 on the first stage. We're going to leave it at 10. Actually, no, like I said, we're going to make it hard. I'm just going to make this hard. We're going to go 3, 5, and on stage 3, that's when we're filling out the rest of the roster. As well as the rest of it. Turn fill roster off. We do not let them put players for us. I don't know why. That's all the way at the bottom now. But other than that, and going into sliders, I don't think I really need to change too many other things. Which, after this gets started, I'll probably play a few games off and get the sliders set together. I just wanted to get something out there quickly saying like, hey, this is the team I'm picking, and that's what we're going to go with. Now, we are not taking over the owner role. I don't want to relocate them. What I want to do is just, I wish I could change the name, because I would probably go ahead and just change it to Redskins, because I feel like they're going to do that. If they do it after I start this, I'm going to be happy that they changed it, but upset because now I kind of gotta just roll with it, and I don't want to wait any longer, because I'm already, as a smaller channel, probably going to get buried in the algorithm, so I need to try and get these out as much as I can now. But we are going to work on a team building head coach. And if I could customize the coach better, I would. But to start off, our coach's name is the face of the channel. Someone very important to me came up with this first name, and someone very important to me came up with the last name. And so, LeMarcus, and hear me out, I think this works. Goldamite. That is the coach. If anybody looks, if you look back on this channel, you'll see like a 6'8", 347-pound black man, bald, with a gold beard and eyebrows. That is our coach. I doubt I'll be able to find a face close enough. If I could color the goatee, I would. But we gotta stay with someone darker. Hold on, we got someone bald, but he shaves or can't grow hair. You know, we're gonna say that LeMarcus has gotten that Bosley. He's gotten some hair on his head. Let me look at this guy. Hold on, we might be able to make. No, we're gonna say he's gotten some Bosley, as well as his physique. 6'8", and we gotta put the weight up there. Sitting at 347, was a big boy, played defensive line. That's why he's coming over to this. He's coming over to this team. Sees it, sees the potential. He's defensive-minded head coach, but he understands just how important offense is. But that's LeMarcus Goldamite. And as a big boy, me personally, what I like to wear, give it a long sleeve. Actually, don't give it a long sleeve. I don't get it. 347, and then we just gave the man some ass. I don't mean to look, but like this. I'm not gonna. Y'all see what I mean, right? You see what I mean, right? They're there in the front. And it doesn't look like he works out that much. But here, you don't see it as much, but you couldn't tell the sleeper build that is Goldamite. Here, you can see the build. You can tell that he, like, I can see the abs. I don't care what y'all say. I can see the abs, the shirt. I'm leaving that. Yeah, we're showing the build. He's out there. He works out. He's big. He still puts in that work. Look at the flexing. Even he knows. Even he knows how good he is. But that is Coach LeMarcus Goldamite, who somehow was able to grow some hair after playing college football, played in the NFL, and had a small stint in WWE. Now, before I do anything else, the first thing I would like to do is go and create a save file. And I'm going to go with our Twitter. L to the Commanders. Nope, I'm going to do what should it be. L to the Redskins. Year 1. Just to get things started. Save files up. I'm going to take a quick little browse of the roster, see what we're working with here. And we're going to do it by NFL rosters. But our top talent is Jonathan Allen, Terry McLaurin, Kendall Fuller, Chase Young, and Deron Payne. That is our top 6 players. There's also Cameron Curl, Charles Leno, Curtis Samuel, and Derek Forrest. Montez Sweat being the lowest rated member on the starting defensive line. That's there. And he has no penalty, which kind of scares me, which very well, and I don't mean to like jump right here, but we're in the last year of his contract. I think we're on his 5th year option right now. When we started the quarterback position, as of right now, Sam Howell, was just named a starter. Still gonna have to try and earn it in here, but he was just named a starter, so Jacoby Brissett is more insurance to back him up. I don't know if Jake Fromm's going to make the team. I hope he does. As somebody who's from the University of Georgia, I hope things work out for him. But if he had a stronger arm, I feel like he'd be 10 times. I don't know about 10 times. I feel like he'd just be in a better situation. Brian Robinson, Antonio Gibson, Jared Patterson, Derek Gore. I'm not going to lie, I don't know the team too well, but knowing that Chris Rodriguez was a draft pick, he's probably has the best chance of staying. And just looking at the team, the way things are going, the way things are looking, I can't say who's going to make it and who's not, because I don't want to try and put that negativity out there like, oh, I'm already going to cut this person, so there's no reason to do this. But Terry McLaurin, Curtis Samuel, Jahan Dotson. They added Byron Pringle, but they have Diami Brown, who's being buried on this depth chart, but I think is particularly good. He's someone that, if let's say Curtis Samuel, who I think is also in his final year, or close to his final year, can't come back. Diami Brown definitely could. He might not have the speed, but could definitely play over there, either in the slot on the outside. I kind of just want to see what we can do to work him on the field. Dax Milne, Marcus Kemp, Carrick McGowan. For tight end, Logan Thomas, that's something to look at as the next tight end that actually has some speed and keep burping. That has speed and hands is Cole Turner going into his second year. Have John Bates, but I think John Bates is also not a bad run blocker, which gives him some ability to make the team. Also have Caden Smith, who can run block. Armani Rogers is hurt. I believe right now the injury is going to be like a year long. Yep, torn Achilles. Now, I don't know if he's hurt in real life. I have to look that one up, but he's also 58 overall. That's something to develop. Cameron Cheeseman. I feel like this is where the one guy got his name, but off my Discord. But he's a long snap. He's going to be the long snapper. I want to try and keep him on the team. Charles Leno, like everybody's just overall looking where it is, has the best chance of being the starting left tackle. Cornelius Lucas backing him up, Trent Scott and Jarrett Jones-Smith. Shadiq Charles is our only left guard on roster right now. Nick Gates, backed up by Ricky Stormberg, future starter tag, so he's gonna develop pretty quick. He should develop hopefully quickly enough to be able to start and have enough skills for the division that we're in. Braden Daniels, another rookie, slotted to start. Has no tags. We're probably just going to get him on the field early. Sam Cosme with Andrew Wiley behind him. So it's not terrible, but now we get into the meat, the potatoes, the good side, the betterment of this team, in my opinion. The defensive line. Chase Young, James Smith-Williams, Casey Toohill, Andre Jones, 7th round rookie out of University of Louisiana Lafayette. Montez Sweat, Efe Aboda, KJ Henry. I hope I didn't mess him up with Jones. But KJ Henry, rookie out of Clemson, could look to jump at Aboda and take the backup spot for Montez Sweat. Maybe get some development in here. He's not as fast, but he's going to be a good player. Shaka Toney, who is hurt right now, and William Bradley King, rounding out the edge group. Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne, big boys in the middle with Fedarian Mathis, all from Alabama. Abdullah Anderson, John Ridgway, and Benning Poteo. Potee-A-E. I'm going to mess his name up because I want to do like A for the apostrophe. Poteo-A. Poteo-A? Somebody let me know if that one's right. I feel like I just got it. Going to round out the interior of this defensive line. David Mayo, starting left outside linebacker, starting outside backer. Cody Barton with Dejon Harris in the middle. On the other side, Jamin Davis, backed up by Kalike Hudson, Milo Eifler. Kendall Fuller is going to start off this cornerback room with Emmanuel Forbes, the first round pick, who is at 6 foot 180. Was a little bit lighter coming in, put on a little bit of weight, which is good. Benjamin St. Juice, Danny Johnson, Tariq Castro Fields, Christian Holmes. Troy Apke is hurt, and I think he will be out all season according to Madden. Richard Wildgoose and Jace Whitaker. They round out the cornerback room. Starting safety Derek Forrest, backed up by rookie Jatavius Jartavius Martin, who is projected to be the starting slot with Terrell Burgess behind him. So we're probably going to keep at least 3 of the free safeties. And strong safety Cameron Curl going into his 4th year, and what looks like, just based on looking at 3 years of experience, going into the final year of his contract, backed up by Jeremy Reeves and Percy Butler. We do have 2 kickers on roster, Michael Bagley and Joey Sly, so expect some kicking competition. And Tressway is our punter and kickoff specialist. We have all of our draft picks for 2024, which is good. All of our draft picks for 2025, it looks like, and all of our draft picks for 2026, since they gave us the ability to look into the future now 2 years. And now I want to look at this team, because that's the way to get to the roster quick, in a better, more detailed way. Oop, hit the mic there. Want to look at the team in a way where everything is shown out. And that's what this is how our team is looking. And if you were to just look at it, you would say, okay, this offensive line needs some help. But as I just went over, just to show, rookie. This guy, I believe, is younger. Nope, going into his 4th year. But we're start off. I'm going to put Nick Gates back ahead, but rookie. They have Sam Howell slotted to be the starter going into the season and in the last preseason game. We also have Jahan Dotson and Terry McLaurin, Curtis Samuel, De'Ami Brown. Like I said, that's somebody who I would like to see not be so buried in this depth chart. Needs to work on his release, but I think other than that, he has the skills to at least be like a number 3 or 4, but right now he's listed at 5. Sam Howell, listed at 6'6" overall, was his rookie season last year. Could have been way better, but he has 80 short, 77 deep, 74 medium. Under pressure could use some work, but he does have some speed. So, I mean, if you have 80 speed as a quarterback, you have speed. And I've been looking around playbooks, and I can see like they're trying to actually get him to run a little bit. So expect him to actually use a little bit of his mobility. And he is the number 50th ranked quarterback. So hopefully by the end of the season, if Madden God's willing, that we can get him to be a top 32. But we are going, I'm gonna just get this set up. The only thing I'm not gonna set up is sliders. After this, we're gonna go set up what our draft class is going to look like. I'm going to spin the wheel. You're probably not going to see it, but I'm just going to go through and we're just going to see what our draft class is going to look like. And that's about where I'm going to end it. But I kind of just want to go over rookies and players that I want to hopefully see something good out of. Stormberg here, more of a run blocker. So, hopefully when he takes over, we'll have that running background. We'll be able to really pound the rock. And again, that future starter tag, maybe next year for all we know, offense coordinator goes down, whatever, and we get somebody. But we're gonna keep things exactly how they are, and we're gonna roll. And then going into next year, if the offense is not up to par, I guess top 15-ish, we'll think about doing different coordinators and all that. Same with the defense, but as for head coach, LeMarcus Goldamite is here to stay. Quick look at the defense. And the defense looks way better than the offense. I feel like there's a lot that we can actually work with here. Emmanuel Forbes and Jartavius Martin being a couple of rookies. The D-line, we have an X-Factor who has momentum shift, which I'm not gonna change it. As much as I don't like momentum shift, and don't get me wrong, it's probably a great ability, but I would like to see him with a fearmonger and unstoppable force or run stuff. But it's what we got, and we're going to work with it. As well as he does have inside stuff, which I don't see why that's run stuffer. He has inside stuff, run stopper, reach elite, and if we can get him to 95 overall before he starts to regress, which is also another, it's going to be those last 2 things we set up. That will I'll set it up in the next video. But before he regresses too much, then we can see that last ability. Hopefully he doesn't lose his X Factor this year, because he is about to hit that age where they do start regressing. Someone, again, keep an eye on Emmanuel Forbes. We'll be wearing 13. He's going to get plenty of playing time. He cannot press. He has good man in zone coming from college. He has great speed, good play recognition. Don't expect to see him getting off blocks, it looks like. But when it comes to him, at least for like his sake, and since we also have Kendall Fuller, this is going to be a predominantly zone playing team. Going to have to play zone, and we're going to have to play it well enough that our defensive line can get in there and try to eat. But we have an X Factor. We also have a superstar on the defensive line going into his 4th year, hoping that Chase Young can have a breakout year. Health has been kind of a concern for him. You know, I think if I'm correct, he did tear his ACL, so he did miss a good chunk of a season. Yeah, last year. Had 2 tackles, and that was it. He didn't really get a chance to play. But they're really looking 7 sacks, 1 sack. Didn't get a chance to really do anything last year. We're really hoping that we'll be able to get all of the potential out of Chase Young and have him earn that contract and keep this defensive line going good. This is not someone I would like to lose. They spent the number 2 overall pick on him. We got to make sure that we have something good there. I mean, they did draft defensive end behind him, but at the same time, if you keep the superstar, why not? Hopefully he'll be able to play all 17 games this time around. Last player we're only going to look at one more, and that is Jartavius Martin. I feel like everybody else is like either another in the next video or just explanation wise or just going through things. But 72 zone, 71 man, 90 speed. Got to work on a play rec, but he is listed to play this team's slot corner role again, but predominantly zone. I'm gonna try and just make this completely based on ratings. No guessing. Run, pass. Well, maybe pass on like 3rd down, and I mean like 3rd and long. That's the only time I can do it. Or 4th and short will be like, I might run blitz, but that's on goal line because that's what you particularly would run the ball. I'm trying to go ahead and get this up. I'm gonna look at one thing. I'm gonna get the computer basically ready for the wheel spin, so that we can actually have the the draft class be set up. The only other thing that I want to look at before I go set up the draft class, and this is more just a personal thing that I can try to plan this out, is negotiations. And as of right now, Chase Young, Cameron Curl, Kendall Fuller, Montez Sweat, Antonio Gibson, Curtis Samuel, Cody Barton, Terrell Burgess, Jacoby Brissett, James Smith-Williams, Danny Johnson, Byron Pringle, Kalike Hudson, Jarrett Patterson, Jeremy Reeves, Shadiq Charles, who is looking like to be our only left guard and starter, Rashad Guagus. I feel like I messed his name up earlier, did I? Casey Toolhill, Abdullah Anderson, William Bradley King, Carrick McGowan, Milo Eifler, Troy Apke, who is hurt right now, probably won't re-sign anyways, Marcus Kemp, Dijon Harris, Jake Fromm, Benning Patoy, Benning, Efe Obada, David Mayo, Derek Gore. There's a lot of free agents in this class. Oh, Lord. And John Mendes, that's pick up the 5th-year option, which probably will be picked up, most likely. Probably won't have to worry about that one. So he doesn't count. That leaves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. 38 players on roster at this exact moment needing to be re-signed is absolutely ridiculous. Okay, but let's get into the final thing that we're going to set up here. I believe it's in, yep, there we go, edit draft class strength. Keep in mind, this is one-time thing. I'm going to spin the wheel, I'm going to tell you what it is, and we're going to roll with it. I'm not changing anything. So if it ends up all very strong, I'm sorry. First wheel spin. Survey says, I'm just going to get through all of these. These are some pretty long wheel spins. Of course. First one says, very weak. So this will not be a strong quarterback class at all. It will be very, very, very thin there. Running backs are also going to be very weak. If I get a third very weak, I'm going to be quite upset because that means we're going to be having some really, really weak draft class for year one, and it's not going to be fun. Okay, there's a change here. It's not very weak, it's just weak. So receivers will be weak. Tight end. We have Logan Thomas and some young guys that need to develop, but maybe a very strong draft class will help us out here. And come on. That's exactly what we're going to get. We're going to get very strong for tight ends. That should help us out there. As for offensive tackles on both sides of the ball, they will be weak. As for the interior offensive line, they will also be very weak. This is not going to be a strong draft class at all. I want certain players, we're going to end up having to trade up if we can't get something done here. This is starting to scare me. Defensive ends will be strong. Now, they don't have it set for, because some ends are still still big for a 3-4 end, but I guess they're trying to fix that. But defensive ends, there can be a few 3-4 ends, so we might be able to get past interior defensive line. If this is very weak, we might be able to grab a defensive end, change the same thing, but we have a great interior, so I think we're good there. This is labeled as weak. Linebackers, this is across the board, all three, both outsides and inside, it looks like, because they would have just had it set for edge and LB. Linebackers will be strong. So we might be able to get some linebacker depth this year. We might be able to get something there. Cornerbacks. I feel like every team can use good help at corner. What are we looking at here? This one's at normal. We're going to leave it alone. Safeties. What do we got here for safeties? I got 3 more spins. Safeties will be very weak. I feel like I'm going to have to change this board because, oh my Lord. Do I do kick? You know what? Yeah, I'm going to do kickers and punters. Why not? Maybe there's going to be a very, very strong kicking class. Okay, kickers are at normal. Maybe watch the punters end up very strong. They're going to run like 10 deep at punters now or something. I was kidding. So the punters end up at strong. So the final thing that we have here is a weak quarterback class, a very weak quarterback and running back class, a pretty weak receiver class, a really, really strong tight end class. Not the class to go get offensive linemen. This could be the class to go get your edge rusher that you want to go get because linebackers and defensive ends are labeled that way. If your interior is being bad, this might not be the year for you. Cornerbacks should be all right, but safeties and your deeper ball players might not be so well. So this is more of the, if this were to have a name to it, this would be the draft for, what's his name? Why am I struggling to have his name? This will be the Brock Bowers draft class. This will be his class. And I'm not saying there's like multiple tight ends. I'm just saying when you're arguably the best tight end in football right now, this would be the equivalent of having like Brock Bowers, Kyle Pitts, Darnell Washington all in the same, George Kittle, Noah Fant, all those guys in the same draft class. Linebackers, probably, I don't want to say Devin White because he's just a speed guy now. He had a pretty down year, and it sucks when you fall hard. Strong punter class. If we're not doing what, that might help us there. But that's our class. I'm gonna get some slider testing done. I'm gonna go ahead and get this video out. So what is today? Today is gonna be Saturday by the time this comes out. I'll try to have at least the slider stuff done by Monday. And because of work and school, I'll try to have the next video. I'll try to have preseason gameplay by Friday. So video today, which will be Saturday, will come out. A video for Monday, so I'm going to spend all day Saturday and Sunday really trying to get some stuff together. And then we'll cover all 3 preseason games. And all 3 preseason games, as well as any training camp that I want to get through in that video, which will be out on Friday. So we'll make things work. I can't wait to get this thing going. Hope to see you guys there. Make sure, you know, if you enjoyed any of this and you want to see how the Commanders are going to do before they change their name, because I feel like they're going to do it, make sure you tune in here, Goldamite Gaming, as LeMarcus Goldamite's taking over from Riverboat Ron Rivera and changing the game in the NFC East. If you liked it, subscribe, give it a like, share this video out there. Can't wait to make something out of this. And I pray that some big name doesn't try to do this, some really, really big name doesn't try to do this that well and bury me in the algorithm. I will see y'all on, See y'all Monday with my next video. Thanks for tuning in.